Alright, welcome everybody to NBA Boxing Film Analysis. This is your host, Mr. BDA, and I'm glad that everybody could be on board for this one. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Oscar Valdez as he prepares to take on Miguel Berchelt in late February. For more information on both fighters and on the fight itself, check the description below. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into Oscar Valdez, see what he's up to, see what type of fighter he is, his strengths, his weaknesses, and we'll try to break the fight down. Alright, let's start out with Oscar Valdez's defense. Now, defensively, he's pretty good. He's not a defensive marble, but as you can see here, he can block shots, he can roll with the shots, he can parry shots, weave, he can use his legs and his feet to get away from the punches, as here he's using his upper body movement. Now he's using his legs here, as you can see here, very nifty footwork, slipping, rolling, pivoting. There he's moving away, rolling with the shots, weaving. He went to the Olympics for the Mexican national team, so he's pretty well schooled. I mean, usually you don't hear about the Mexican Olympians because there's not that many. I mean, there's not that big a program in Mexico. Usually people go pro to eat, but regardless of that, Valdez, pretty good mover. Like I say, he can do a little bit of everything. Here he's against Genesis Servania, one of his toughest opponents, showing the shoulder roll. Here against Marriaga, again using that shoulder roll, using his feet to get away, getting off the ropes. Now let's take a look at that. All right, I don't want to rewind too much, just for certain select clips to really show you guys what he's about. So Marriaga, a different fighter than the previous one we saw, Servania, who's more of a strong, bullish type fighter. Here Marriaga, more of a long puncher. He jabs, Valdez parries a shot, gets it into a bit of a Philly shell defense a little bit, so he turns his body, only giving half a target, steps back, whoops, he's on the ropes, he's able to just make that left graze him just a little bit. He's using the ropes to get the elasticity of the ropes to his advantage. So now he just change angles, dip to his right, and just get out of there as Marriaga's momentum carries him forward. A little too desperate to get to the target, and Valdez uses that to his advantage. So good reflexes here from Valdez, good hand positioning there. Well, actually there it failed him a little bit, but he's able to duck. And in fact, if he wanted to, he could have just clinched Marriaga, but instead he chooses to get out of the way. Look at that. That's again, this now we're getting into some of his upper body movement, and which he combines with footwork. So he slips to right, continues moving towards his left. There he blocked that jab there, even though, I mean, the jab really missed more than anything, and that's partly because Valdez was changing directions here, but still kept that hand up there nice and tight, chin down as you're supposed to do, and he's waiting for the right hand. He knows after the left, okay, he like an experienced boxer, he knows, okay, if this guy threw the left, he's probably going to throw the right. So all he has to do is weave under it. Look at his left foot here, changing the angle there, and just weaves under the shot and gets out of the way. They're shifting. That's another thing he likes to do. He likes to, as he's moving away like he's doing here, he likes to shift, meaning he changes stances, and he can counter from that different stance as well. But here we see him continue to slip. Beautiful shoulder roll. The shoulder roll is not something that I want to see him use too much against Berchelt, especially when Berchelt gets going with his combinations. But this is just to really show you the different, see, look at that, slipping shots, moving the chin, a la Canelo. Now here I'm going to illustrate how he actually pulls off the shoulder roll, which again, I don't want him to do it too much because you can get stuck in that position if you don't do it correctly. And if you get stuck in that position against Berchelt, it's going to be problematic. But here what happens is he leans away from the jab and he uses his hand to sort of parry it away, swat it away a little bit. So what he's doing now, see how his chest is facing Marriaga, standard boxing stance. But as the jab comes, he starts turning away from Marriaga. See that? Now his chest is pointing towards his right. Meanwhile, take a look at his left foot. He drags it back. So now he's in a bit of a southpaw stance. But since he's rolling his body, his back is now facing the left. So all he has to do with this foot, you can't really see it, but you see how maybe you can see a little bit how he's turning his heel outward, outside, to the outside angle, meaning to the left, along with his back. So in this position, all he has to do is continue leaning back a little bit and pivoting away, and he'll roll with the right hand. Because if he just pivots away here, he's in the same angle for the right hand. So he's liable to eat it because the upper body is not going to change place too much. But so what you have to do is you have to really step back with the left foot, put it in the back there, start switching, turn the back towards the left, and so you're facing your right, and then just lean away, lean back and away from the right. So Valdez knows what he's doing there. See there, he keeps doing it there, rolling with the right hand. Now what you got to do when you roll with the right is really you got to hide your chin behind the shoulder and roll with it, and move your chin a little bit too in case the shot slips or doesn't slip enough and might actually clip you. So that's why you want to turn your chin as well. So Valdez, good. I mean, see here against Scott Quigg, you see him weaving, they're moving away, weaving again, weaving. Now this is a beautiful move here because it shows you how he can continue moving the head while he's moving his feet. So Quigg changing angles here, see how he's sort of ducking. So he wants to create a different look for Valdez. He wants Valdez to drop his hands to lull him into doing that and then catch him with an overhand shot, which would be a left hook in this case. Valdez sees it coming though. He's got his right hand covering there just in case, blocks it, weaves the right, starts moving towards his left. Now, but you see the problem here is he closes his feet here. See how his stance is a little bit feet too close together? So what he does, that's a big no-no, but he transitions away from that pretty quick. See that? So he'll weave under the right, move the left foot first towards the right, immediately move the right so that there's proper spacing there, so he's on balance. Ducks under the left, and then starts moving up. But see how he keeps his chin down, because what's coming here? It's a right hand coming. Like we said before, if a guy misses with one hand, he's probably gonna come with the other. The likelihood is that he's not gonna double up with the same hand. So he knows the right hand is coming. So what could it be? It could be a right hand. So if it's a right hand, chin down, in between the shoulders, so he can roll with a straight. But it's not gonna be a straight. In this case, it's gonna be an uppercut. But because Valdez has world-class reflexes, he sees that one coming, and all he has to do is lean up and back, and he makes Quigg miss. And then he changes again the position of his feet so he can continue gliding, and he moves away. So he's got solid footwork. Again, he's not a defensive marvel, but in this Quigg fight, by the way, Quigg showed up at 140 something pounds here, weighing 140 something pounds, and this fight was at 126. So, I mean, Valdez really, I think this was his best performance. And look at this, just real quick, look at his feet here, shuffling. Whoop, see how he changes angles there? So his toes are pointing towards Quigg. So what he does is he brings the left hand, the left foot back, and the right just sticks it out more towards the right, different angle, so he can switch. Whoop, and see how Quigg's toes are still pointing in the same direction, but meanwhile Valdez is off at a different angle. He forces Quigg to reset. They're slipping shots off the ropes, weaving, blocking, upper body movement, changing levels, leaning away from the uppercuts. Oh, look at that. While he's still moving, he makes Quigg miss. I don't want to see this too much from him leaning on the ropes against Berchelt. That's going to be a big no-no. But still, sharp reflexes from Valdez. And this is Valdez, by the way. He got his jaw fractured early on in this fight, I believe. So the fact that he went 12 rounds and won with a fractured jaw, it's something that not a lot of guys managed to pull off. See him rolling with the right, boom, countering with the right. We're going to look at more examples of that later. Here he keeps rolling after the hook, weaving over shots. You can tell he's got good footwork. He did this against Adam Lopez, blocking shots. See how he, boom, steps in with a shotgun jab, but misses. Lopez slipped that one and comes back with a right hand, but Valdez, good reflexes and instincts. Oh, missed a little too close, running into the right. He puts his hands up, closes his guard, and minimizes the damage there, and then gets out of the way from the left. Here he's using his shoulders, blocking, rolling, weaving, and using body movement and blocking as well. So well schooled when it comes to defense. He does get hit, but he's got world-class defense. He's not a defensive marvel, like I said, but he does well enough. When it comes to the jab, he's against Servania. He's got a nice shotgun jab. He doesn't really double up or triple up that much, although we're going to see examples that when he does, it really does look beautiful, and he should do that more against Berchelt. Here against Marriaga, landing that shotgun jab. Marriaga more of a puncher. There you saw him shifting. So see, right shifts, boom, left hand. All right, so let's take a look at an example of his jab here. See here, he's changing angles, he's ducking, giving Marriaga a different look. Marriaga doesn't know if he's going to strike from here or if he's just going to get back into a standard stance or whatever. So what does Valdez do? Steps in. Look at his left foot here, stepping in. That's a shotgun jab. And look at how he turns his body, Valdez does. So right now his chest is pointing at Marriaga, but by the time he ends the jab, it's pointing towards the audience. Why? Because he's turning the body so that he can get full extension on the jab. Notice how he doesn't telegraph it that much, if at all. The hands stay in the same position. All he has to do is turn the body and extend the hand, and boom, catches him with a hard jab. Another thing you'll notice about Valdez with the jab is he doesn't really turn the fist over, which is what you really want to do if you want to cut a guy. That leather from the glove turns into a blade if you turn it. But he's choosing to go with the Nacho Berenstein school of boxing, which is the same position your glove is at, or your hand is at, which is the palm facing downwards. All you gotta do is just extend that jab so you don't really telegraph it. Now, of course, like I said, it might not cut you, but at least it's catching the guy, and he is catching Valdez here, Marriaga, with the knuckles. So good jab from Valdez. You can tell he's well schooled when it comes to the jab. Again, it's not the best jab in boxing, but it's world class. It's good enough. And he's gonna have to throw that one to set up his offense. As you can see here, he can lead with the jab. He can, as he's backing up with it, countering with it. So he can jab both ways, leading or countering, and getting out of the way afterwards, which is what you're supposed to do. If you jab, you want to get out of the way. He doesn't always do it. Against Quigg, really one of his best performances, I believe, because Quigg is, again, he was outweighing him, and he is a come forward fighter. Broke his jaw, and still Valdez showing that jab. Now in this scenario, in this case here, see him, boom, he hits him with a jab. Again, a shotgun jab, doesn't telegraph it. Quigg saw the jab coming, or actually was trying to set Valdez up for him to throw the jab so he could throw this and land it, right? But Valdez catches him with the jab first, and right away, if you look in real time, it's quick. In slow motion, it looks easy to do, but look at how quick that came out. Boom. Jabs, and this is instincts and reflexes, by the way. Jab, and he knows something's coming, probably an overhander. Like he just saw Quigg there loading up and to throw it, so boom, catches him and ducks underneath. And this is what you really want to do. If you're practicing the heavy bag and you're throwing the jabs, whatever you throw, don't just stand there in front of the heavy bag. Pretend that the bag is going to hit you back. So you jab and you move out, or you block, or you follow up with another shot, or you weave, but you got to do something. You can't just jab and stay there. And it's because otherwise in the ring, you're going to become accustomed to doing what you did in the punching bag, and you're going to get hit with counters like this. They're leaning back and countering with the jab, jabbing while backing up, and then following up with a power shot. They're stepping back and catching Quigg with the jab. They're keeping him turning. Look at that jab. That's a good jab. Here's against Lopez, landing that shotgun jab as well. That's a jab that will stun you and shake you and lead to more power shots. So again, see how he's not telegraphing it? But he does tend to step into it a little bit too much sometimes. Here, this is what I want to see him do against Berchelt. And he's going to have to triple up on it, double up on it, jab while he's backing up. Jab, jab. Just doubling up on the jab here. Yeah, okay, this is another clip that I want to show. So, jabs and Quigg slips. See, again, he wants to counter with something. So, he slips the jab, Quigg does, and notice Berchelt how he reacts. See how he twitches because he knows something's coming. So he covers up here because he doesn't know if it's a right hand or a left hook that's coming from the downward angle. So he covered up a little bit there. Nothing came back. So he keeps moving, keeps jabbing while moving to his left. Here he closes again. His feet get a little tangled up, but he's quick to reset himself. And then he changes. See that? Changes angle. And so that gives Quigg. And you see how Quigg was stopped by the jab. See? Boom, boom, boom. See how he had to cover up? And while he's about to reset and uncovering his guard, whoop, Valdez throws him up for a loop with the angle, and so Quigg has to reset here. So it's just creating chaos, which is the name of the game when it comes to boxing. Here's another clip here of him jabbing while moving back. So he jabs, again, Quigg, he lands a little bit, didn't land the jab that flush. Quigg's coming back with a right, so Valdez sees it coming, leans away from it. See how he turns his body there a little bit? So he's only giving the side. He steps back and look at his feet. He closes them a little bit, but then as he's about to land, he opens up the stance so he can go towards the right. Or if upon landing, he can also just stay there maybe and weave under another shot. But mostly it's he knows he's gonna move to the right here. See that? That was a better move there. Yeah, jab, boom, boom, and another. See, but that's the thing. He landed a little bit with the jab, makes him miss with the right, and see how Quigg is chasing him. Look at how he lifts his right foot because he's overreaching. He wants to catch Valdez, who's very quick in there. Gets off balance, catches a jab. Meanwhile, Valdez is moving back, parries the jab as he's moving towards his right. And look at Quigg's feet. See how Quigg's toes are pointing to where Valdez was a second earlier. But now Valdez, completely different angle, forcing Quigg to reset. The right hand. He likes to throw that overhand right. Power shot. See there? Sometimes he tends to slap with it. Servania is a strong guy, was able to take it. Marriaga, a strong guy too. Durable, not as strong as Servania was, but he was able to take it. But you can see how, boom, see how that shaking, see how it shakes him up? Boom. We're gonna take a look at more examples in slow motion here. All right, that one. So again, we're gonna take a look. This is one of his weaknesses, Valdez. Sometimes he tends to overload a little bit too much, overdo the right hands, but when they land, they land. So here he's with left hook, falling forward a little bit, but he plants himself as he's falling forward. See how he's got all his weight here on the back foot, on the right foot. He loads up just a little bit. See how he doesn't pull the right hand down too much? So the other guy doesn't really see it coming, and then he just loads up. They trade right hands. Boom! Right on the face there. Right on the mug. Surprised Marriaga took that one. And Valdez just switches all his weight towards the back, the front foot. Notice also how he twists his foot. See how he twists it forward? Turns it actually. He turns it forward. I shouldn't say twist. He turns it forward. And notice how he's bending the back leg too. And the front, as we're going to see later on as well with other examples. So he's in perfect balance, shifting his weight the way you're supposed to by bending the legs and turning the feet in. Boom, catches him there and then gets out of the way from the subsequent attack. He's quick with those shots, Valdez. He's not the quickest guy, but I mean, he's faster than most guys in his division. Here against Quigg, they got into a bit of an exchange. Here, if he wanted to be dirty, he could have just held on to Quigg's back of the head and whacked him with a couple of uppercuts or overhands like we see Tyson Fury and Joshua do. But he didn't really do that. He was just there in an awkward position, but they traded right hands. Valdez has got there first because he's the quicker puncher. Look at this. Again, he's got all his weight in the back foot on the right. So all he has to do is bring it forward, whacking him there. Landed on the face, not on the chin. If he would have landed on the chin, but he did. Look at how he shook him up there. Boom. And again, that's a Quigg that's weighing 140 pounds there for a featherweight matchup. So he was a big dude, but he still shook him a little bit. There, he's doubling up on the hooks. There, he's straightened the right hand up a little bit more. Tripling up on the overhands here. Combination there a little bit. Here he's whacking Lopez with overhands. And by the way, Berchelt likes to keep a guard, a turtle shell a little bit sometimes, a standard guard. And this is the type of shot, if you throw it properly, you can land it behind the guard and bust the guy up. So here we see him straighten the right hand against Servania. Servania had a good guard. So did Marriaga. But so you see Valdez can actually switch it up a little bit, you know, and he's gonna have to. I want to see more straight rights, not just throwing that overhand left all the time. Here against Marriaga, good guard. He blocks the jab, blocks the little tap there that follows after the jab. He knows the right hand is coming, but even though he knows the right hand is coming, Valdez, nice stance. See how he's got his body to the side, right hand loaded up. So all he has to do is turn, lift the elbow up as he's turning, boom, breaks the guard. Again, it's not the type of shot that's gonna knock a guy out, but it breaks the guard, it stuns the guy, and if two judges, at least if two judges see that, they'll score that as a good blow, scoring blow. Again, right hands there. Oh, look at this. So this is against Quigg. This is the importance of throwing punches in bunches, fellas. If you miss with a hook, you don't just get out of the way. Oh, something's coming back, I gotta get out of the way. Like, you know, Devin Haney, that's really Haney's problem. He misses with one shot, rarely follows up with more. So here, Valdez misses with the left. Quigg weaves under it. But he's coming up. He's got nowhere to go. He's not in a position to counter anything. Valdez knows this by instinct, so he follows up with the right. Notice again how his body's angled so that the right hand is loaded up. And again, look at his feet. Lifts the elbow as he's turning the right, or he's turning the body, and look at his feet. He's turning the feet, the back foot there, as if he's throwing a baseball. Both legs bent. So he's got some velocity and momentum behind it, and boom, catches Quigg coming upward. You see that stunned him a little bit there. Like, couldn't have felt good. I mean, he took the shot, but there's a type of shots that can shock you. Here he's rolling with the shots and countering back with shots of his own. This is the one we saw earlier. And this is what he's going to want to do against Berchelt sometimes, not all the time, because if you stay stuck here, Berchelt's going to whack you with body shots, or if Berchelt misses with the right, he's going to come back with a straight left, which is what he likes to do, and which is the weapon of choice against the shoulder roll. And by the way, Valdez, as we're going to take a look at later, he's no Mayweather, he's no James Toney or Bernard Hopkins, so he should just do this sparingly. But Berchelt does tend to overcommit with the right hand. He does leave his chin up there in the air when he misses with the right hand. So this is something that Valdez is going to be able to incorporate every once in a while. And maybe even throw the right hand. Look at this, countering with big hooks, and he keeps Marriaga at bay. Also, if you're rolling with shots, don't just see here he rolls and he comes back with a big hook upstairs. You can throw that to the body too, either to the plexus or like under one of the elbows, preferably to the plexus, so you can stun a guy as he's throwing the shot. He's exhaling, and that's when you really want to get him, because they're not ready for the body shot. So you get him in the plexus, and it could be lights out. Or worst case scenario, you take a lot out of them. With the left hook, really Valdez's money shot here. That's the money punch for him. And he's pretty, he's got experience and he's got some craft when he throws a left hook, because in this case, you'll see him throwing the uppercut. Beautiful uppercut as you're supposed to. He makes Servania miss with the right. So he throws the uppercut. He knows the right is coming, ducks, but look at his feet though, because we're looking at him slipping the shot, right? But look at his feet after the right hook. See how he shifts there? He pulls the lead foot back. So now he's in a shifting position. So now he's got his weight shifted from the uppercut. He shifts it to the back. So now he's loading up on the left. He's a southpaw essentially. And boom, catches Servania right on the chinaroo there. Servania's tough dude took it, but as we're going to see later on, not always managing to take it. See, leading with the left hook, and boom, again, leads with the left hook here, and this time he drops Servania. The way he does this, Valdez, is because he'll jab and then throw the right. Sometimes he'll jab to the body, or sometimes he'll jab and then go to the body with the hooks, and sometimes he'll lead with left hook. So the other guy doesn't know anymore what's coming forward. Is he going to start off with a jab? Is he going to start off with a lead right hand, lead left hook? So look at how Valdez extends his right hand outward, opening himself up. So he opens himself up. Servania doesn't know what's coming, but see how he thought maybe a jab was coming. That's why he let his right hand go there, try to parry a shot and jab at the same time. But it wasn't a jab, it was a left hook. Boom, right on the chin. Look at how he shook his head. Servania's a strong guy. He's got his chin down, strong neck and everything. Should be able to take the shot, but Valdez does have decent, above average power rather. And boom, shakes his head up. And look at how he fell. See how he sprawls there on the ground, a little bit like, remember Ryan Garcia against Campbell? That's the type of shot and fall that indicates that the guy's legs were gone there. Obviously, that's why he got dropped there. Follow-up left hook, leading with the left hooks again, trying to replicate that knockdown, loading up on the left, shifting again there and throwing a straight left, loading up on the left hook, shifting again, straight left, and then gets out of the way, leading with left hooks. Again, don't overdo it though, but it's a good shot that really keeps guys honest, because look at how quick it comes out, and boom, there. Marriaga was having a good round there. That was in the 10th round, and Valdez just turned it around with one left hook. It's almost like an overhand left. See how he's almost like swatting with it, but the elbow is tight, the punch is tight, it's strong. See how you can see how the fist interacts there. Like it sort of moves a little bit like a wire. It's a wiry type shot. Boom, shakes Marriaga's head up because he hit him right on the chinaroo. But yeah, it's almost like a swatting type shot, overhand left, because it comes from an upward angle. But he did turn his whole body. See how he had the whole momentum behind it, the whole weight, and all he has to do is just throw it. Boom! Interesting shot there. Berchelt is gonna have to watch out for that left hook. He's just loading up. Again, don't wanna. This was Valdez's first big test, and he got a little tired later on in the fight and overdid it with the hooks. But man, like I'm saying, you've seen already 2 examples of him knocking down 2 strong opponents. All right, so here we see him with the combinations now. And in this scenario here, actually this is still with the left hook. So he jabs. He knows another right hand is coming. He's got at this point he's got Quigg's move figured out already. That move is to slip the jab or to duck under it and come back with a right hand. So what Valdez does is he misses with the jab, leans back, and as Quigg keeps coming forward from the momentum of his right hand, see how he's lifting his left up there? Big no, his left foot. He's coming forward. Valdez steps back, leans back at the same time, and boom, catches him with a left hook or right hand, and then moves away. This is what you got to practice, not just jabbing off the back foot or jabbing while coming forward, but throwing combos too while moving back. That way you can keep the guy honest. Left hook there on the chin. Again, he loves to lead with left hooks. The uppercut, he can throw uppercuts pretty well. It's not really his best shot, but he throws it pretty good. It's a nice strong punch, especially since you don't have to overcommit with any of the uppercuts. So this gives us a clear look at his feet here as he's throwing the uppercut. Notice how he's got Quigg leaning down, chin down, hands up. He's closing his eyes, I think, even. And Valdez really did set him up with jabs prior to that. So he says, okay, now you're leaning down. He sits down just slightly. See how he sits his ass down just a little bit? And then all he has to do is bring that weight forward. And again, look at his left leg. Just turning that foot in, bending the leg, so all the weight from the upper body goes up like a shovel, like a golf shot there. Boom, catches him. Quigg blocked the shot a little bit, but you see the impact of the uppercut because again, it's coming from a downward angle, so you don't really have to force it. And it's one of the worst shots to take because even if he's blocking it, boom, see how it shakes his whole head up there? Boom. So more uppercuts there. I would really like to see Valdez follow up with something more after, like right there, after the uppercut. Oh, there, that the Mike Tyson combo there, right to the body and then an uppercut. Here he's jumping in there with the uppercut. But he don't lead with the uppercut and don't try to throw too many shots after the uppercut because Berchelt is going to be throwing right back and you don't really want to get into a big exchange with the guy. But do try to catch him in certain exchanges with the left hooks. In terms of body work, he likes to launch his shots to the body, his power shots there, as you can see against Servania. Servania, strong featherweight, strong trunk, and Valdez tried to chop him down. Pretty sure Servania pissed blood the next day because those type of shots, oof. I mean, he's hitting him right under and behind the elbow. I don't know how Servania took those. Again, sometimes Valdez's problems is he slaps a little bit. Sometimes, oh, there he jabbed to the body. Sometimes he tends to slap with his shots a little bit too, but you see here, those are murderous body shots. I mean, it's like he's trying to chop down a tree with the way he shifts his weight. Boom. See here, by the way, we saw an example before of doubling up on the hook. Here, he's got limited space, but he's able to get that left hook in there as Quigg is weaving back and forth. Valdez just, okay, he sees that Quigg is more in a defensive position, leaning down and changing angles, can't really counter from here. So Valdez just, boom, hits him with a hook. I don't know how he found the space for that. That's a professional right there. Somebody who can find the space to throw a nice short hook in there. And look at how he throws it. Shovel hook. Upward angle, not just a standard hook. It's got a sort of a sweet upward angle right under the elbow, right on the liver. And you see Quigg's elbow goes, see how he pulls it back there? The elbow? Because he felt that one. Credit to him for taking it. But Valdez really was trying to chop the bigger guy down. See, look at his left hook. So he throws right to the body as Quigg is angling to try to get his own attack. Valdez gets back in position, tries to go for the body. He sees Quigg backing up, doubles up on the left hook. Quigg here, he put up his hands way too much, way too high. He thought, because he probably felt the hook and he says, okay, he's probably going to go upstairs. No, he went downstairs, completely open. Oof, again, shovel hook there. catches it right on the liveroo. Oof, and look at Quigg's elbow, how he tries to pin it down there because he felt that shot. In fact, he actually stayed in a defensive shell seconds for a couple more seconds afterwards because he felt that one. Oof. Again there. Here, his classic technique with the uppercut. You make the guy close the elbows to block another uppercut, so he's wide open here for the left hook to the body. Trying to give Quigg a taste of his own medicine there. And I think he did slow it down. Here, right under the elbow. Look at that. Oof. And then he tried to follow up with more hooks upstairs. There, downstairs. Jabbing, jabbing, hook, jab again. Oh, this one. This is what I want to see him do against Marriaga. I mean, against Berchelt. Don't just get into wild exchanges like we saw earlier, where like hook, 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 hook. No, wait for the guy to throw his shots so you catch him by surprise while he's exhaling. And he's not preparing for body shots. And this is what he did against Quigg. He caught on pretty late, but in the fight, Valdez did, but he finally got to it. He said, you know what, let me throw between his shots. So he waited for Quigg, who was pressuring him throughout the fight, to throw his shot. Boom, catches him, see that right on the plexus, and ooh, see how Quigg actually had to stop there? That hurt. Trust me, he stayed in that defensive shell afterwards for a couple of seconds. And then see there, Valdez trying to continue on. Here against Lopez, trying to chop him down as well. Work both sides of the body. Work Berchelt's body. Francisco Vargas, who is one of Berchelt's best opponents, he hurt him to the body actually. So Valdez is gonna wanna go to the body. When it comes to combinations, that's one of his weaknesses though. But he's pretty quick, so he makes them work. But he doesn't really change it up too much. It's hook, 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 straight hooks. But he's quick and he gets out of the way afterwards. So they're effective combinations to a certain extent. Not the most polished combinations because sometimes they're just see that hook, hook, left. Well, that was see that hook, 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 right. There. This one is a good one because he actually started to the body at least, and then so hook downstairs, hook upstairs, right hand upstairs. A couple of straights there. Mixing it up. Oh, that one, actually, we want to replay that one. Okay, no, that's not the one. This is the one. See, so as he's backing up, so look at his feet here. He's backing up, just pity pat, pity pat, pity pat, pity pat, pity pat, and then boom, right hand, and then a left, and he keeps backing up, and then he finishes with a jab, another jab, which keeps Quigg at bay. This is how you fight a pressure fighter. You keep punching while you're going back, mixing up the strength of your shots, and then you finish with the jab to keep him at bay. This is another good combination. Straight, boom, sets him up for the left hook, and then finishes with the jab. Valdez is shorter than Berchelt, so he's going to want to change angles while he's backing up and throw his combos to give Berchelt a different look and to make Berchelt lower his hands. So here he's backing up with straights. See this? Not exactly very refined combinations, but hey, sometimes you just got to let your hands go. Some guys don't let their hands go enough. Here, a little, look at this craft here. So he's moving side to side. Here he resets into a standard position. But see how when he changes the stance of his feet, he propels himself with the back foot. See how he lands and it's the heel is up. So he propels himself forward to boom, this pot shot here, and then gets out of the way towards his left hand. He did it with his hands down, which is a bit of a no-no, but he made it work there. Here, combinations against Lopez. There, he got a little stopped a little too soon, in my opinion. But hey, you do it, That's why you throw your hands. You let your hands go. You make the ref panic. So good combinations, good power from Valdez. What about his weaknesses? Well, as you can see here, he tends to go a little bit too hook crazy, like I mentioned, and he tends to. The more he hooks, he tends to start slapping a little bit with it. Not every hook is tight, as you can see here. See, slapping there a little bit, then another hook. So it's two hooks where he could have thrown the right hook and then a right uppercut to change it up a little bit there. No, he throws another hook, following it. I get the sense that at this point in his career, Valdez, maybe he was dropping a bunch of guys in sparring, so he fell in love with it a little bit too much, the hooks. So there are two hooks that Servania was able to block, and then Servania whacks him with the right hand. See, I understand what Valdez was trying to do. He was trying to roll with the right to come up with this, sort of landed a little bit there, but then he stays in the same place, and another hook, and then another hook. Well, at least he went to the body there. This is after he dropped Servania. But again, look at this. Hook, 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 uppercut finally. But it's, see, first of all, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hooks. All that expanded energy, and for what? You just dropped the guy, you got him buzzed. First of all, he's too close here. See, remember when Marquez dropped Juan Diaz, and then he was coming forward and he feinted like this. He made the guy cover up, and then he stepped back, and then he started going with the combinations. But no, instead Valdez, unlike Marquez, he gets too close, gets a little bit too rambunctious. Hook, hook, hook. So he's wasting energy here. Servania's just hunkering down, letting the storm pass. Hook there, all right, semi-landed. That didn't land. And then finally, the uppercut. If you're gonna throw hook, 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 uppercut, it's gotta be quick. It's gotta be in a quick pace, like paf, 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 paf. It can't be 1, 2, 3, and then see how much time passes before he launches the right. And by this time, Servania sees it coming. Not good from Valdez there. There he's mixed it up with a couple of straights, but again, strong guy can survive those type of shots. If Valdez catches you clean on the chin, he's gonna drop you. But if you can block him, if you got good strength and good guard and good technique, you can sort of block those shots. And again, here he's loading up way too much on overhands, in hooks. And the more you miss this type of shots, the more it takes out of you. If you miss with a big shot, your health bar goes down like a video game. And he's not going to want to miss too much against Berchelt. Because again, Berchelt doesn't really move his head all that much. He has been working on it. But he can use his distance to make you miss. Because he's got long arms. So Berchelt is not going to want to... Now here you see he's tired. Because again, he misses a lot with his shots. So he's tired. He's trying to get it away. But he's moving away with his hands down because he's tired. And he gets clipped. Here he gets clipped here in the late in the fight. In the 12th round, I believe. And again, what's he doing here? See, he's trying to do that move there where he tries to move away, run away actually, and run around his opponent. But he's way too close for that. Boom, catches the shot, but he drops his hands. He thought he was out of range. How can you think you're out of range if the guy just hit you? The guy just made contact with you. That means you're not out of range. So he keeps moving back with the right, hands down, chin relatively up in the air. Boom, catches the full brunt of the right. His legs go jelly, and he goes down. Here again, just right after the knockdown. See how he crosses his legs because he's trying to do that move there where he runs away from his opponent. So now he's got his legs crossed. Boom, he gets his head jarred. So now as he's trying to get back into position, his legs go, there's an electrical surge going on there from the shot upstairs. Boom. So you see how that leg goes, like scraggles a little bit there. Boom, and then he staggers, and that's not a good look. Because the other guy knows you're hurt, hands down, and it's a bad look too because the judges definitely give that round to the guy who hurt you. Again, trading with the hands down, moving away with the hands down. This is why I don't want him to do that shoulder roll too much, because right, and he doesn't turn with the left. He just stays there and boom, eats the left flush on the face. There again. Here backing up, hands down. See there again, that little move there that I told you about where he tries to run away. He tries to place that that left foot forward there to run, but he gets clipped as he's trying to do it, and he's off balance, so he could have gotten dropped there. There again, hands down, trying to do a little bit of the shoulder roll. Again there. That's partly because he's tired, partly because he's trying to roll with the shots and counter, but Quigg really heavy shots. Look at that, boom, staggered him there. Again, staggered him with it, catching him with the hands down. See here, he's trying to roll with the right hand, but he's not hiding it chin behind the shoulders. Chin is up in the air, and he doesn't roll in time. He actually didn't even really roll, so he cut that right on the chin there, and you see here it made him stagger. Again, judges notice that. You probably don't win the round doing that. Against Lopez there, got cut again there. Against Marriaga. Oh, here's the left hooks though, getting cut with left hooks, even though he's got his hands up. They're not in the right position. Doubling up on the left hooker from Quigg. Berchelt loves to do this, man. He loves to throw those double left hooks upstairs. And then when you least expect it, he'll go downstairs with the second left hook. So Valdez is gonna... This is not against Berchelt, he's not gonna want to play around with Berchelt. He's not the guy you want to play around and, let me work on this, let me work on that. No, go in there with a definite game plan because you don't want to mess with him. Body shots, again, this is something that Berchelt likes to throw. And Valdez can take those body shots, as you see him here, taking flush shots to the body. but he's gonna have to limit the amount of times Berchelt hits him. How do you do that? Well, by letting your own hands go and using your legs to get out of the way and never letting your opponent get set. But here he's taking shots, just stopping right there, staying in place. He's not gonna want to stand in front of Berchelt. Now Berchelt is not a non-stop come forward fighter. Here, see how he gets hurt here with an uppercut to the plexus. Valdez is a smaller guy, man. I think he's fought a couple of times at super featherweight, but it's not his division. Berchelt is 5'7", I think, so 2 inches taller and definitely a bigger guy. Here he got hit with a straight right here. See how it made him cover up there and backed him up a little bit, sort of shocked him a little bit. And stay off the ropes. Can't stress this enough. Again, Berchelt is not Margarito. He doesn't usually, against his best opponents, he's not just a come forward fighter that's non-stop motion forward. But when he gets going with those combinations, guys get shocked. I'm talking guys, solid guys like Vargas, even Miura, who's one of the strongest 130-pounders in the last 10 years, and Sosa got butchered by Berchelt. Again, don't back up into the ropes. See here how he's just standing in place, trying to do the shoulder roll, eating combinations. Valdez is not that type of guy. He can work that shoulder roll every once in a while, like I said, but don't try to stand there trying to roll with everything. He can't do it. And he's going to be taking this type of shots here. Again, Quigg, good preparation for a Berchelt fight. But see, this is not where he wants to be. Let's look at what he did wrong here. First of all, he's got his head up in the air there, a little squared up on the ropes. He tries to roll with the right, didn't come. Quigg sort of boom, catches him with a little left hook to set him up for the right to the body. Valdez rolled with it because he thought the right hand was coming upstairs. Then a left hook. He stays there as opposed to rolling. Now here what Valdez could have done is, first of all, lean towards his right, duck into his right. In other words, duck to his right and make him Quigg miss with the left hook. And then once you're ducking down towards your right, then Valdez can do that thing where he moves his left foot towards the right and then gets out of there. You know that move that I'm talking about, the one that I don't want to see him do too much. But that's what you do if you're in this position. But no, he stays up there, chin up in the air, boom, blocks, sort of misses, makes him miss with the right, but can't make Quigg miss with the left. Look at his head, he's leaning back, chin up in the air, hands down, boom, catches. Look at how that right hand shook him up. See that? Boom, that would have knocked out a lesser opponent. And then he's stuck on the ropes there, Quigg holding him down there, pinning him to the ropes. This is not where he wants to be against Berchelt, because Berchelt has, I dare say, maybe he's slower than Valdez, but his combinations are better, because he really does mix it up better, and better than Quigg's gonna too. Quigg's a little slower than Berchelt. Don't be on the ropes. Don't stand in front of your opponent like he's doing here. That's not gonna work. See, he's trying to roll with the shots there. Nah. There was a nice shoulder roll at the end. See here again, we see him getting dropped. Tries to roll that down and as he's dipping down. Tries to roll with the right hand as he's dipping down, but catches it on the temple. And then as he's coming up, boom. He saw that, he knew the uppercut was coming, because you see him leaning up and he's got his hand in position. But see, here's what happened, fellas. The uppercut actually caught him behind the glove, right under the guard, right on the chin, because he's blocking it, sort of like blocking for a temple shot, but instead right in between that space there. See that? And that's the type of power Berchelt has, by the way. Berchelt has heavy hands. Whew. Okay, so again, Valdez is up against it, man. Let me tell you, Valdez is up against it against Berchelt, who's a strong fighter, relentless once he starts letting his hands go. And Valdez is not just a power puncher. He can box a little bit too. He's got craft, as we're going to take a look at when we analyze his style. But for the moment, guys, let us know what we got right. Let us know what we got wrong. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to check out the BDA merch store. And leave your comments down in the description below, because I want to hear what you guys have to say. And we'll catch you on the next one, fellas. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.